Hey, you, it's Adam and Jamie Tall, and we got our guest Tyler French on the show today. Say what's up, Tyler.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, brother, it's an awesome opportunity to have you on the show. We actually found you on TikTok. You found Tyler on
Yes,
TikTok.
on TikTok. And we have a mutual friend who we're your biggest fans, right? Me and Danny. So we love your sober comedies. They just like make it so relatable. They make recovery fun, and we really, really appreciate that.
Well, thank you. It's like kind of an honor for that to get recognized, especially for, somebody like you. It's kind of shocking to me, but it's an amazing feeling. So thank you.
You're doing great. Yes. So I'm talking to our TikTok audience here. We're also TikTok live. TikTok live. We have an addict named Tyler. You guys, I know you have seen his stuff on TikTok. Make sure you follow him on TikTok. We're doing an interview with him right now, which is going to be released on our YouTube. It's going to be amazing. All right.
So Tyler, you got almost 5 months, you were telling me, backstage, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. How did your addiction go? You want to give us a quick rundown of what it was like? You're currently in Sarasota, Florida, you told me, correct?
Right. Like I was briefly telling you, I have had like little bits of sobriety. It's not really new to me. So I know how to do it. I never like put in the full effort for it. But I feel like this time around, I'm really like, if I'm going to be in a 12-step program, I might as well actually do the steps and not like just pick and choose what I want to do.
Right.
I figure if I'm going to be in a 12-step program, I might as well do the steps. And so far it's been going really good. It doesn't really feel like that much change as it's happening day by day. But like, for me, it's like looking over the 5 months, like, wow, like I really have come a long ways. But right now I'm on step 8. So.
That's a great one. That's a great one. So was this your first time doing step work?
Yeah, actually, I had about 18 months clean, and I was one of those people where I wanted to pick and choose which steps I wanted to actually do. Instead, I never did a 4th step. I never got to the core issues that really caused me to use, and really,
yes,
the nastiest part of my addiction. I never dealt with that. So, it was important for me to really dig deep and actually, take care of the things that really make my addiction tick.
Exactly. Yeah, I am a 12-step Nazi. Adam is not. He had a different route.
I still got love for the 12 steps, though. Don't get it twisted now.
Right.
Yes, but I am all about 12 steps. I believe they change people's lives. I believe everybody should work a 12-step program. The world would be in a better place right now.
Right. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, any path of recovery I support. It's just some of them just aren't for me, some of them are, and that's okay. But I'm doing what works for me, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's cool because now there's so many different pathways, right? Like you can add anything. You kind of have like a recovery tool belt, right? You're like doing steps, and then like you might want to throw in some yoga. You might want to throw in some kind of like singing lessons. These are things that I've done. Like all things that like helped me, heal. And there's so many different ways to heal trauma. And I believe that trauma is the gateway of addiction.
Absolutely.
So what was it like growing up in Tyler's youth? What was that like?
I had, by all respects, I had like an awesome childhood. Like both my parents are still together till this day. They were always there for me. They were very supportive of me, but I feel like for me, like it mostly started like with my sexuality, and it became like this thing that I didn't want to be. And I felt like almost like I was disappointing my dad because I was like the only son, and I felt like you know, I didn't want to be who I was and I didn't want to face it. So I, you know, I turned to drugs, and it was like the one thing that it just instantly made me feel better, and it made me feel accepted. It made me feel, you know, loved. It made me, it filled that hole that I was searching for. And, you know, it was all great until it was awful. So
Yeah, that's usually how it goes, right?
but I mean, I had a really good childhood. I mean, I did so much things. I played sports. I was, you know, I was a happy kid until, you know, about 14.
And then it kind of went. So what was your first drug?
My first drug, I started out smoking pot and drinking like a lot of kids, and then
Just teenage stuff.
And then it got into, you know, the ecstasy and the club drugs and the, you know, stuff like that. And I got really into that. I think my
Were
drug
you like were you a hardcore raver?
No,
Like
I wasn't
glow
really like
sticks
that.
and-
Well, I think there was like a summer where I think I took ecstasy probably like almost every day that summer.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I had one of those
But
too.
like my drug use, they all came in stages. Like I got really into it, like each one. Like, you know, there was like the rave scene and, you know, the ecstasy and all that stuff. And then there was like cocaine, and then I got really into cocaine. And then, you know, then the biggest downfall was the opiates and the heroin. And yeah, that was just, I went really south really quick with that.
So how old were you when you started doing that scene?
I was doing that in my senior year of high school. I was doing heroin.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. And how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 33.
Okay, you aged so well.
Thank you.
So it started with the pills and led to the heroin, right?
Yeah. And and then it was like everything, just the drug use. And then it was like that mixed in with my low self-esteem, you know, toxic boyfriends. It was abusive relationships, going to jail, you know, going to prison. Like I felt like I always have potential to do something with my life. And I know that I'm very capable of it, but it was just like nothing was sticking. It was like I was like expecting my life to just one day be like, okay, I'm not going to be like addicted to heroin anymore, you know, obviously, but that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But
so yeah. You went to jail and to prison. How long did you go for?
I did 18 months in prison. That sucked. I mean, that was awful, but
where was it? What county?
It was in, let's see, the first time I went, it was in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah. So
Florida jails are terrible. So
they're so bad. They're so dirty and so gross. But yeah, I've been to Fulton County Jail.
Oh, I went to DeKalb, and that was the worst one I've ever been to. But actually, I went to Polk County Jail in Florida, and that one was pretty bad too.
The other day I was talking with my roommate, and we were talking about all the jails that we've been to, and I was like, I started to get on like two hands, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've been to a lot of jails. Like I've done the county life. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, thank God we don't have to live like that anymore. We don't got to go back no more.
Drugs sent you every single time? Drug related?
It was always a drug related charge. It was always a sales or a possession or, you know, but so I have a question for you guys.
Ask away. We love Q&A.
All right. So a lot of people, especially like in my halfway house and, you know, at some of the meetings that I go to, they kind of have a negative opinion, or they feel like it's wrong that I have a female sponsor, and they try to like steer me away from it, and it's like a lot of negative feelings towards it, and I really don't understand why, because I mean, obviously I know that, you know, the guys, they typically say that a man should be with a man and a woman should be with a woman, but I have a female sponsor. But you know,
I think if that's what works for you, then that's what you should do, because it's got to be, if it's not somebody that you can feel 100% comfortable sharing your deepest, darkest dirt and yuckiness with, then it's not going to work. So, I mean, don't let their opinions hold up your success in recovery.
Because there's a bunch of opinions in some of them rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, I think that, you know best in your intuition what is going to work best for you. Right? You truly have like the answers like inside of you. We just need like support, right? Like that's why we bounce it off of sponsors and mentors and networks, right? But really, we know inside of us deep down, you know, what the right answer is, which way to go. Like, don't doubt yourself on that. Okay. Definitely. So tell me, what was it that happened that made Tyler say enough is enough? This time
I was just like, you know what? I may have relapsed before, but you know, I still have, before this 5 months, like I know that I have a lot of knowledge, because like the last time that I spent with sobriety, like that wasn't all wasted, like, right? That's stuff that I still knew. So it was like, okay, I might have relapsed. It's embarrassed. It's kind of, you know, embarrassing. It is, you know, at least for me it was. I can't speak for anybody else, but you know, there was a little bit of shame and, you know, regret, and it was hard to face that. But at the same time, I was just like, you know what? I know what I need to do. I do have a lot of tools, and it's not like this is my first time doing it. So it was a matter of swallowing my pride and just being like, you need to get your life back together, because you can do it if you want it. So yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna, you know, call the lady at the house that I'm at now, and she was like, you know, I was waiting for you to call me. So wow. Yeah. She was really happy to hear from me. So, you know, she's glad that I'm back, and you know, it's going really good.
That's awesome. And you said this time, so things that you're doing different this time is you're actually working the steps.
I'm working the steps, and, you know, I'm keeping that open dialogue with my sponsor. She has, you know, her way of sponsoring people, which I love. She doesn't ever tell me like, hey, you can't do this or you can't do that. You know, she is there to help me through the steps, and she's there to give me advice and guidance. You know, she doesn't tell me what to do. You know, she ultimately leaves it up to me. You know, and that goes as far as, you know, relationships. If I want to, you know, if I want to go on a date, I can go on a date. She's not going to be like, no, you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that with her, because she's not there to micromanage me. She's somebody that's there to support me, that's there to help me through the steps, and she's somebody that I can rely on. So having a sponsor is huge. Like, people don't realize it. Like, it really helped me. So
yeah, and utilizing your sponsor. So yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, I've had a couple. I had one sponsor who was a super micromanager, but she really, like, she changed my life. Like, she allowed me, she helped me to be disciplined enough to do the things that I needed to do to take my life to the next level. And I mean, during this time, it was like, I had 18 months sober, and I was doing great. You know, I was doing good. I was staying sober. I was involved, but you know, there were things that I wanted to do to take my life to the next level. I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to build a relationship with my children again. And the way that I was doing it, I was distracting myself with other things, and she really helped me kind of like hunker down and be like, okay, this is what you're going to do. And she was kind of a micromanager for real. She was like, a lot of times I would call her and be like, please don't answer the phone. But like,
because she probably could call you out on your bullshit,
yes.
Like this.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely. She called me out on everything. And it was always, you were dishonest. And I was like, no, I just didn't say that. It's not that I was dishonest. So yeah, she got me so many times, but she helped me. I mean, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in today with my family, in my marriage, and, in my business. So sometimes, I believe that, God or our higher power will like send people into our life to help kind of like curb us and help us, divinely
Absolutely.
appointed people in our life. Yeah. So, do you have any like dreams or aspirations of things that you want to do?
I do. One of my goals that I want to do is I want to buy a van and I want to like renovate it into like a living space to travel.
Like a tiny
and
home.
I think it would be really cool to travel the country and like, maybe meet up with other like recovery creators and, make videos with them or, do some sort of outreach program where I can go and like help other people and like share my experience with some other people and just, see the West Coast, travel around and hopefully have a job that I can work like remotely so that I could still make money while I'm doing it. So that's what I really want to do.
That's awesome. That's an awesome goal. And, Tyler, wherever you go, the cool thing is that wherever you go, you're going to touch people with your story. Anywhere you go, me and Adam, when we went on our honeymoon, everywhere we went, we just ran into people in recovery. It was the craziest thing.
And we went a bunch of places. We started off in like Mississippi and went all the way to what was it, St. Augustine?
Yeah.
We went from Mississippi all the way down to St. Augustine, and we stopped like 15 different places, and everywhere we went we just ran into people, servers and hostesses and just people in our path, and everybody was touched by our story. And the same thing I firmly believe will happen with you. I've got a small question for you. At the 5-month mark, Tyler, what's something that's challenging in your own recovery? What's one thing, like for me at my 5-month, I still had to get out of my own way. Like I was still in my own way, and I was working it through, the 12-step program and a sponsor at that time, which was micromanaging me. And I just went gone. What's something that is challenging for you currently at the 5-month mark in sobriety?
That's a really good one. I would say that, but for me, it's like being able to ask for help when I need it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
To be able to stay connected with my support group and to really like be involved in it and like actually not just talk the talk, but actually walk the walk and actually do the things that you say that you're going to do. And that can be hard sometimes, it's once you pick up these habits that, it's really hard to break them. Like it's really hard to like completely change your life and, not make any mistakes. Obviously I make mistakes and, it is becoming easier though. I'm starting to recognize them more, like, oh, hey, like, I didn't really lie to her, but, I didn't really tell her the truth either.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's cool to be able to do that and know that you are becoming better, but it still makes it difficult. So.
Right. So basically working on some character defects.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told us in early recovery, remember, like, you only have to change one thing, everything. And
right.
it's true.
Another thing too that they say is that what really stuck with me is that, when you first get clean and sober, something about, the worst thing is that you get your feelings back and the best thing is that you get your feelings back.
Oh yeah.
That really stuck out with me too, because, I'm not, some zombie that's like doesn't have any like emotions, but at the same time, like especially right now, my emotions are like all over the place all the time, like up and down, up and down. But you know, I hear it can take a while, but to get it back to normal or get it to a better place. But you know, I'm finding that too. It's I gotta check myself with that too. Like my emotions change a lot.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, I have a question for you. You had talked about dating, right? So, how do you, as a person in early recovery, protect yourself while dating?
Good question.
That is a really good question. You know, for me, so when I first got clean, I was still, this time around, I was still on the dating apps and stuff like that. I was still talking to people, not really like meeting up with anybody, but, you know, I would go on there and, you know, talk. And there was a few times that, you know, I actually went on dates or, you know, hookups or whatever, but, you know, I noticed that it was really starting to take the focus away from my sobriety. So I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna give it a break for a while, you know. And then 3 or 4 months went by, and I was like, I want to get on the apps, you know, like I want to see what's going on. So I kind of got back into it, but and I was debating on whether or not I wanted to or not, because I didn't know if I was just unsure about it, you know, if that's what I really wanted to do. And this was recently, actually, I decided, you know, not to, that I'm going to wait until it's somebody that actually wants either a relationship or like a real date, because it's not good for my mental health right now. Like I want to protect what I have right now, and I don't want to screw it up. So especially over something stupid, I'm not willing to take that chance right now.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. I love that. That's something that I try to talk about a lot, because, you know, it's almost like a harm reduction, right? Like, because people are going to date, people are going to hook up, and that's just life. You know what I mean? But how can we do it in a way where we're protecting our heart, where we're protecting our sobriety, you know, where we're protecting our recovery and our plans, you know, not to just like go out and just, you know.
I think a big thing about it too is to like have that open dialogue in the beginning, like, you know, let it be known like right up front, like, hey, like, you know, I'm an alcoholic, or, you know, I'm working a program right now. So, you know, these are the things that I'm comfortable with. And, you know, I'm really not comfortable with X, Y, and Z, you know, and letting them know that right up front, so that they're not like, you know, taken back by it.
Right. Very, very wise advice.
What inspired you to get on TikTok? Like,
yes.
I people stalked you about 10 minutes before. I'm yelling upstairs. I'm like, hey, what is he again? And it's what?
An addict named Tyler.
An addict named Tyler. Make sure y'all check out An Addict Named Tyler, TikTok family and YouTube family. Like, bro, you're hilarious, man. Like, I got on and I'm cooking dinner. We're having tacos for dinner tonight, and I'm flipping the frying pan, and dude, I'm laughing my ass off at your content, dude. It's absolutely amazing.
Okay, so funny thing about TikTok, like when I was still using, like I would look at certain recovery creators on there, and like I would just like, some of them, TikTok really is a place where it's just like, it's crazy to me. Like I would see recovery creators and be like, admire their videos so much for like what they do. And it's just such the recovery community is so amazing there. The support and love that they give people, it's like, it's crazy. So you know, there was a few people that I really admired, and one day right when I got clean, well, actually it was like, I think I made my first video like right before Halloween or something. You know, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make a video, see what happens. And I started making a couple of them, and then like a couple of them did pretty well, and then I was like, all right, well, I think I could do this. And then, you know, fast forward to a few weeks after that, you know, like some of the people that I looked up to the most started following me, and I was just like,
wow, that's awesome.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a really cool feeling to have somebody support you that you know you admire a lot. So I love it.
That's what it's all about, you know, where we encourage each other and lift each other up. And I agree with you. The recovery community on TikTok is amazing.
Out of this world.
Crazy. I've never seen anything like it. Like the love and support from people.
Yeah, coming together as a whole.
I mean, nothing, you know, Facebook, Instagram, like nothing. No, TikTok is like a whole different breed. And I love it. I love it.
And like, I feel like TikTok, it really like, especially with the funny videos, it opens this door for dialogue where it's like,
yes,
addiction isn't stigmatized. It's not like some dirty secret, you know what I mean? It's like, it's part of life. And not only that, but just like mental health, like domestic violence, like so many things that I feel like need to be normalized and talked about more. And just it's a great place for that. I love where it's going. I love all that.
Absolutely. So okay, last question
from her.
Last question from me. What is some advice that you would give to 16-year-old Tyler?
Oh my God. Be yourself, and you are worthy of love and happiness.
Yay.
Awesome. She took my question. Except for I was going to say, what would you tell to Tyler from 5.5 months ago when you were still out there in them streets?
Oh, that's a good one too.
What was the determining factor? Like, was there like, for me, dude, I was just like homeless and full of bloodstained clothes and my shoes falling apart and, you know, scamming and lying. Like, if you could give yourself some advice, or what was the leading cause in this last go around? Like, this is it, bro. Like, I can't do this shit no more. Like, what would you say?
You know, if you get knocked down 9 times, get up 10, you know, just, you got this, and, you know, just give it another try, because, you know, almost nobody gets sobriety on the first try, right?
Right.
So I don't want to say that relapse is a part of it, because I don't really like that, the way when people say that, but
right, I'm with you.
You know, just get back up. When you fall, get back up, try it again, and learn and use what you have learned so far.
I gotcha. Can he say hi to the TikTok family real quick?
Yes.
Hey.
A Tyler named Addict.
An addict named Tyler.
Oh, I couldn't have screwed that up anymore.
Addict named Tyler.
Make sure y'all follow him on TikTok. Y'all want to have some good laughs, make sure y'all check out Tyler.
Yes,
he's so amazing and so awesome.
You guys are cool. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time, Tyler.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.